The internet started with ARPANET. It evolved into a global network. Today, AI is transforming everything. Welcome to the
Now,
future.
you are surrounded by an invisible flow of data. Every text message, video call, and online purchase moves continuously through the air and under the streets in real time. But if we cut the connection and look back to the 1950s, the digital world was siloed. Computers back then were multi-million-dollar machines that filled entire rooms. They were powerful for the time, but they could not communicate with each other. During the Cold War, the United States government identified this isolation as a severe vulnerability. If a centralized military command center was destroyed, the entire communication network would fail. They needed a system that could continue operating even if parts of it were lost. This specific military requirement forced engineers to move away from building standalone calculators and toward building a resilient, interconnected network. In 1969, ARPA launched ARPANET. It was the first network designed to break data into tiny packets, send them across long distances, and reassemble them at the destination. Their very first test connected a computer at UCLA to another machine at the Stanford Research Institute. The researchers began typing the word login. They successfully transmitted the L and the O, but the system crashed before they could finish the word. Because of that crash, the very first internet message ever recorded consisted of exactly 2 letters, LO. While it looked like a failure, those 2 letters proved that machines separated by hundreds of miles could exchange data. The barrier of isolation had been broken, providing the proof of concept for a technological revolution. As ARPANET grew, other independent networks emerged, but because they used different protocols, they could not speak to each other. A network in London could not exchange data with a network in California. To bridge this gap, Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn developed TCP/IP. This acted as a universal translation layer, giving every connected machine on the planet a common set of rules for packaging and routing information. On January 1, 1983, ARPANET officially adopted this new protocol. Because different networks could finally merge into one unified system, this date is recognized as the birth of the modern internet. Even with a unified protocol, the network was difficult to use. Every machine was identified by a numerical IP address, meaning you had to memorize long, complex sequences to reach another computer. In 1985, the Domain Name System, or DNS, simplified this. It allowed people to type simple domain names, while the network matched that text to the correct numerical address in the background. With addresses easy to remember, electronic mail became the network's first major application. By using the @ symbol to tie users to specific domains, email provided a reason for the public to join the network. The engineering bottlenecks were solved. The infrastructure was ready. The next step was to build an interface that would make the information visible to everyone. It is important to distinguish the Internet from the World Wide Web. The Internet is the physical network of cables and devices. The web is just one specific service that runs on top of it. The web was invented in 1989 by Tim Berners-Lee, a British scientist. He developed it while working at CERN in Switzerland, a move that shifted internet innovation from American military and academic labs into the international scientific community. Berners-Lee created HTML, URLs, and the first web browser. Instead of typing command prompts to find raw data files, users could navigate through visual web pages by clicking hyperlinks. This visual interface removed the requirement for users to understand code. This software layer transitioned a technical scientific tool into a mass media platform accessible to anyone. As the number of websites grew in the early 1990s, the web became difficult to navigate. Search engines were developed to index the vast amount of information, with Google eventually providing a way to organize and rank the world's data. In the early 2000s, broadband replaced slow dial-up connections. This increase in speed allowed the network to handle heavier media, leading to the rise of video streaming, online gaming, and large-scale file sharing. The 2007 smartphone revolution moved the internet from desktop computers to mobile devices. Connectivity was no longer restricted to a desk. Mobile apps and social media platforms turned users into content creators. With a phone in every pocket, the network became integrated into daily life, allowing people to share ideas and video with millions of others instantly. Mobile hardware and social software changed the proximity of the network. Connectivity shifted from a scheduled activity at a computer to a persistent background presence that moves with us wherever we go. As connectivity became constant, data storage moved off personal hard drives and into the cloud. This centralization of data on always accessible servers allowed users to reach their files and software from any device, anywhere. This centralization provided the necessary foundation for the latest development, artificial intelligence. These models require massive datasets to train, and decades of global connectivity provided the information required to build them. Today, AI systems use this data to generate media, assist in software programming, and help analyze medical scans. AI shifts the internet from a static library of information into a system that can process data to assist in complex tasks. It functions as a collaborative tool, helping users synthesize information and solve problems by building on the network's collective knowledge. This history is a layered stack. Modern AI relies on the cloud, mobile access, the web, and TCP/IP, all stemming from ARPANET. The stack is growing. Engineers are developing 6G and quantum networks to change the speed and security of our information. Every cloud server and AI model in use today traces its lineage back to a single test in 1969 and a system that crashed after sending just 2 letters, L and O. The internet is an unfinished project. It is an evolving global system that will continue to adapt and change the way we store, share, and use the sum of human knowledge.